So we just started recording, for the record, for those of you who might not be able to stay for the whole thing, or, you know, for those of you listening later, I guess.
So yeah, keep that in mind if you have your camera on that we're recording the info session.
It only keeps, like, the host screen, I think. Don't even get to see my beautiful face. It's a shame, but it's okay. You'll have to live with that.
All right, so 6:35. I don't want to waste your time, so we'll get started right now. You're here for the SCS Info Session, hopefully. SCS is the Software Engineering and Computer Science Society of Concordia. Today we're going to go over what our society is, what our mission is. We'll tell you a lot about what we do, what kind of events we run. By the end of it, we'll also talk about how you can get involved. And really, we're actually going to start by introducing the whole team so you can get to know who we are and a little bit more about us, especially since everything is online and you won't get to meet us in person probably. Again, there's a link on the screen now for the slides, so you can just you can copy that link if you want so that you can come back to look at the slides later, or you can just look at the recording that we'll post on our YouTube channel. So what is SCS? Again, we're the Software Engineering and Computer Science Society. So our mission is to bring anything programming related to you guys, the students. So that means tutorials, workshops, where you can learn more about programming, social events where you can meet other people who are interested in programming, you can practice your skills, you can go to competitions against other universities, and all kinds of other stuff. SCS can help you a lot in your, personal life for meeting other people, but also in your career. You'll build up a new skill set, you'll get awesome experience that you can put on your CV. You'll meet new people like us, which, they always say that it's about who you know, not what you know. So we can help you expand your professional network. Keep in mind, this isn't restricted to computer engineering, software engineering, computer science students. People from any program are welcome. Even people who aren't Concordia students are welcome to attend our events if they want to. We're really open to anybody who just wants to learn programming, so we can create a community for you all to get to know each other. We'll start by quickly presenting our team, because this is something that we don't present very often. Just give you a quick rundown of everybody, and for those of us who are here, we'll also give you a quick personal presentation. That'll start with me, since I'm the guy who's been talking since the start. My name is Felix, and I'm the president of SCS. I'm majoring in software engineering, and I'm in my 4th year right now, which hopefully will be my last one. Not because I don't like Concordia, but because it's a 4-year degree. I do a little bit of everything, a lot of the managing side of the society. So I answer emails, I organize our meetings, I make sure everybody has what they need to succeed. I handle stuff like the info session, and really just do a little bit of everything. This is actually my 2nd year as president now, and before that I was the VP academic of the society. So I'm a SCS veteran, you could say. I'm into a ton of stuff, so you can talk to me about tabletop RPGs if you like that, like Dungeons and Dragons. Books, I'm huge into fantasy and sci-fi books. Also a bit of a gamer, you could say. Play all kinds of stuff, mostly Minecraft, because I'm that kind of nerd. And I also really like hiking and canoeing and that kind of outdoorsy stuff. Like to get a bit of fresh air from time and again. So that's me. Feel free to send me a message if you have any questions about SCS, Concordia, whatever you want to know about. Moving on.
Well then, so he said you're supposed to talk to him, but you're actually supposed to talk to me. So I'm June, I'm VP Communications, so I communicate with all of you, as the title would go. I'm in my 5th out of 6 years of software engineering. Don't ask, it's complicated. My responsibilities are writing almost everything you see. I write the newsletter, I manage all our social media, so whether that's Facebook, the Discord server, Instagram, LinkedIn, we have other stuff. No, I think I got everything. So I also update our website, which is not doing great, but I'm working on it. Any and all marketing of SCS comes from me, the designing the graphics. I have a wonderful team that is looking for another, but we'll get to that later. So I'm in charge of answering all your questions. So hit me up. And if you just want to talk to me as a person, which I really enjoy, you can talk to me about animation, character design, baking, cosplay, D&D, the gay agenda, wink, and, Pokemon. So yeah, that's me.
Hey everyone, my name is Jose. I have no good cameras available right now, so that's why you don't see me. But I'm in computer science in my second year, and I'm VP internal, so my job, well, recently it's been a little shaky given the whole pandemic thing. We don't really have an office, a physical office for me to take care of, so I guess you could say I'm kind of like Felix's mini-me, I just kind of take care of things all over the place as much as I can. I'm helping out everyone else. And as part of that, I've also started trying to organize some events like the CV Roast and Toast, which you'll probably see later in the slides. And if you want to talk to me as a normal person, I'm into gaming, music, skateboarding, and longboarding. That's really awesome. If you're into that, just hit me up. Frisbee, a bunch of sports, really, martial arts, and yeah, the list keeps going. Cooking, baking, personal projects, literally anything, just hit me up.
Just talk to Jose. He needs friends.
Don't be like that. It's not like that, okay?
Nah, he's a cool guy.
Matthew, you in the room?
I hope my microphone's good.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew. I'm a computer science major at Concordia. I'm the VP academics, so I mainly organize the workshops and tutorials with my directors, Kim and Layla. So all the good stuff you will see. Definitely look out for the workshops. They'll be super useful for you guys. And also, we have this new thing, our YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, SCS Concordia. You can probably find it on YouTube. We're gonna post like our workshops. They'll be streamed live on YouTube, and we'll post them there. And also, like, I'm preparing some like internship stuff. So, internships are very important for us, like computer science and software engineering students. So definitely look out for that. And if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, the link is right there.
Awesome. And we've got some workshops coming up real soon. You'll hear about those in just a moment.
Yeah.
So Smit wasn't able to make it to the meeting because he's in India, which is a very big time difference. Smit is our VP project, so he organizes algorithm time and other project-related things. So if you have personal projects you want to work on, Smit's the guy you can go to if you want advice or help, maybe forming teams or just getting that organized. And talk to him about all those awesome things that he put in his interests, but not CSS. If you go to Algo Time, you'll get to talk to Smit a bunch because he's going to run that. Roshleen, I don't think Roshleen is here either, but she might pop by later to introduce herself. But Roshleen is our VP Finance, so she handles our budget and our sponsorship. So her job is to find companies who want to sponsor our society, which gives us money that we can use to do awesome things, like send people to competitions in the United States and buy cool stuff for the society and give out prizes and things. Andrew, you in the room?
Yep. So I'm Andrew. I'm the VP Social. So basically, what my responsibilities would have been if there was no pandemic is there's to organize parties so that we can all just let loose at. But unfortunately, that's not happening. But my responsibilities now are setting up great alternatives. So I organize remote social events where we try to bring elements of the partying aspect as best we can into the remote world that we live in now. And apart from that, my responsibilities include mentorship program and other fun stuff, including the intro video if you want some cringe intro humor to our society. Not that this wasn't enough, you could check that out. And in terms of my
Yo,
intro,
where's the link? Where's the link? Dude,
It's on
where's
the
the
YouTube
link?
channel. That's why you have to subscribe.
Ah,
exactly, exactly. See, the president always has our back. Yeah, my interests, I mean, they're a bit everywhere, nothing too interesting. Jose really stood me up. I didn't even know he was into martial arts, but that's something I'm into as well. So definitely talk to me about jujitsu. Sports, I'm a big fan of Tottenham Hotspur, which is very odd given that I have no relation to them and they're a really crap team in England, but that's my team of choice. And generally just simulation theory, just random, I guess you could say pseudo-intellectual debates. I enjoy those. And I'm a huge fan of hall building. If we had in-person parties, you'd understand because kind of any good pre-non-alcoholic drinking always goes on at hall building. And so yeah, I love talking about hall building. There's a nice picture of me and my friends. Click the thing, yeah. That's for a night out. Always good, 9th floor hall building. So definitely talk to me about any of those things. And generally anything computer science, any questions about your program, whatever, feel free to hit me up for literally whatever. That's about it.
And we also have a couple of directors. So directors are extra positions in the society, people who help out a particular VP in accomplishing their duties. If any of you are in the chat right now, you can introduce yourselves.
yeah. Well, I'm not the director, but I am the VP with the two directors on the left side of the screen that seem to be looking off into the distance very, very dramatically. So those are Serene and Kathy. They help me make the graphics and write the newsletters and do all the stuff I said I did before.
Yeah, I don't know if Kim and Layla are here, but
Layla's in the chat.
okay. Layla, do you want to introduce yourself? Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So hi guys, I'm Layla. I'm a second year comp sci student. I actually joined 2 days ago, so don't ask me anything. I don't know anything. But I'm gonna be a workshops director. So if you have any suggestions or requests for workshops, you can always message me about that. Other than that, I'm a huge sci-fi and fantasy book nerd.
Yes.
So if you ever need recommendations, no one ever reads what I recommend, please come to me.
Awesome.
Hi guys, I'm Kim Dara. I'm the other director of academic, and we'll have multiple workshops happening during this year. You can always subscribe to our newsletter and follow our socials to be updated. And that's it.
Serene, do you want to introduce yourself too?
Hi, I'm Serene. I'm Director of Communications. It's my second year now. I hope I can write nice newsletters for you guys.
Why do you hope? I know you can. Stop doubting yourself.
I haven't made a lot of puns for now, but as we get more into the semester, I hope we can have nice events where I can make more puns in the newsletter. Bye-bye.
Awesome. And our fifth director is you. That's a joke. We do have director positions open that we'll talk about very soon. We're always looking to bring on more people to the society because the more people we have, the more awesome things we can do. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Let's talk about some of the things that SCS does. We'll start with the clothing sale. If school was in person, you'd see tons of people walking around the Concordia wearing some awesome Concordia software engineering or Concordia computer science hoodies. We're the only people who sell those program hoodies for our programs. You have a couple of dreadful images here of us showing those off. Usually we have a booth at Concordia where you can try them on and order some, but because of COVID, things are more complicated than that. We're going to have an online clothing store going up later this semester. Just keep an eye out for that if you're interested in getting a program hoodie, because we're the only place where you can get that. That's for computer science, software engineering, computer engineering, and electrical engineering. Matthew, how about you talk to us about tutorials?
Yes. All right. So these are some of the workshops and tutorials we've done in the past. So on the first here, we have the Git workshop, and this one's the one that's confirmed on September 24th. And Git, in case you guys don't know, super important for you guys, or as computer science, software engineers. And you don't really need like programming experience for this, so you don't have an excuse to not come. And this is given by Felix, our president himself. So really super useful workshop. Then we have like Unity for those of you interested in game development. And then we have web development stuff, Node.js, React, C#, Python. So really all kinds of stuff. And we have more that's not on here yet as well, like UX workshops. So definitely look out for these workshops on you can on Facebook or newsletter, SCS newsletter. So yeah.
Jose?
So this is the banner, I guess, for the Roast and Toast. Just a quick summary. It's gonna be basically like a peer-to-peer type thing where everyone can go into our SCS Discord and share their resumes, and everyone can provide tips to each other on how to improve them and or commend other people's resumes if they're good. So that's kind of where the name Roast and Toast comes from. Roasting when you're like trying to improve someone else's CV by pointing out the bad parts. And yeah, I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but that's the main idea. And that's actually gonna be towards the end of September on the 28th.
I promise it'll be more toast than roast, though. Don't be shy to share your CVs with us.
Yeah, don't feel bad. Like we're all here trying to improve, you know.
We have some people who've done like multiple internships, who've done a ton of CV writing, so you'll get a lot of really good advice to help make yours as awesome as possible. Andrew, want to talk to us about some social events?
Yep. So one social event, I'll speak of the only one social event we've had thus far over the summer, but they'll probably be in a similar vein relatively to the ones coming up. So for example, there was the Cold Crash and Quench, which I got inspiration after watching The Social Network. And essentially, it was combining the worlds of computer science and programming, and clearly non-alcoholic beverages, because SCS wouldn't promote anything else. And so it was basically just a competition, and a more informal competition to just meet other people, try to complete some coding challenges, and you know, hydrate yourself in the process.
Get really
I guess you
hydrated.
could
Drink so much water. You'll be so hydrated.
That's what we promote here.
Because we are not allowed to promote binge drinking. That is not healthy.
No, we don't do that. So that was just one example. In the future, there will be more events like this. Not all will involve drinking water. So just getting to know other people, having fun. You know, we're going to try to organize game nights and things of that sort. And one other event that's coming up that's more in collaboration with one of our societies that we're close with is the GCES Speed Friending event. So especially, I think this is a really good one, honestly, because especially with everything being online, you know, the biggest advantage of university, you know, as much as we all complain about professors, is that, you know, you get to meet a lot of other people, and that could be pretty pretty hard remotely. And so first of all, that's what SCS tries to solve by trying to cultivate a community. But if you want to start right off the bat, trying to meet as many people as possible and kind of just speed through your networking, there's an event for that. So basically, you introduce yourself to people, you have prompts, you talk about a few subjects, and then quickly right on, you move on to another person to speak with to meet as many people as possible. So that's our next upcoming event, and make sure to check that one out.
We've also got our mentorship program, which I think I'll go over very quickly. So our mentorship program is an initiative where we'll pair up new students with senior students. So if you're like a first-year student new to Concordia and maybe you don't like know that many people who are in later years, this can pair you up with someone who's like second, third, or fourth-year student, and they can answer all your questions about Concordia. So normally that would include stuff like the best study stops, but we can't really have that. Your mentor is useful just like if you have questions about Concordia, about studying, about classes you might want to take later. We'll try and pair you up with someone in the same program so that they can give you advice on like, classes they've taken, projects they've done, really just anything that you might want to ask. There's a short link on top there if you want to go to our form to sign up for the mentorship program. I super recommend this. I went through the mentorship program when I was new to Concordia, and it like really helped me to have a senior student that I could ask for advice, because there's some advice that only an older student can really give you. This is really mostly for guidance and meeting new people, or maybe if maybe if you need help with your CV or short advice. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to like tutor you, and why would we really want to? Like, tutoring is expensive. So during the mentorship thing, we have to follow the academic code of conduct. We can't like solve your assignments for you, and we don't really want to either because you have to learn. But if you need a little bit of advice, that's fine. So yeah, I'd super recommend the mentorship program. Click on the link. I'll also share it in the Discord later if you're interested. We're also going to have like 1 or 2 social events this semester just for all the mentors and all the mentees. So it's also a great way to meet more people. Let's talk very quickly about competitions. Competitions are a super exciting aspect of university life if you're more of the competitive type person and you want to show off your skills. We do a couple of competitions every year. The biggest one and the first one I'll talk about is CS Games. So CS Games is like the biggest competition we'll do. It usually takes place in around March and lasts about 3 days. These are some pictures of our teams from previous years. This includes all kind of like academic style competitions, but it's also an awesome social event. There's like partying together, there's meeting people from other universities, there's companies that come to recruit you at that event.
There's companies that give you swag.
That too,
Dope
there's a lot of
swag.
swag. All kinds of stuff, water bottles, sunglasses, wireless phone chargers, etc. CS Games takes place as a bunch of like separate challenges. Like there's an AI competition, a security competition, an operating systems competition, an extreme programming competition, a theoretical computer science competition. And we send like teams of 3 to each competition. So you don't have to do everything, but we bring you over to do like 2 or 3 of those. This is competing against other teams in Canada and the US. So like McGill, Sherbrooke, Polytechnique, Université de Montréal, Université de Laval, a couple of universities from northern US, Brock University. I don't remember any of the other ones. That's on me. There's also like University of Manitoba, who comes from super far away. What kinds of swag? There's like t-shirts, water bottles, stickers, beanies like June said. I did get a wireless phone charger once. Sometimes there's USB keys, bracelets, the kind of stuff they give out at competitions.
A laundry bag too. I have my Google laundry bag, which is really funny. It's great.
Google sunglasses. How much experience do you need? So that's a great question. We usually we send 2 teams to CS Games, 2 teams of 10. One of our teams is what we call our A team, which has the best people we can possibly find out of Concordia students. And that's our team where we try our best to like win the CS Cup. And we've come pretty close in the past. Usually we get like top 3 in about 4 or 5 competitions, and we got second place in 2018. We also have a B team, which there's less pressure to win, and we'll take beginners onto that team and people with medium experience. The B team is great if you want to like get experience at a competition, see what it's like, not have too much pressure to perform, but still try your best to do as good as you can. Not spectating, no. You do participate in all the competitions and try and do your best, and it's kind of like training so that you can be on Team A next year or later. So we encourage you to participate no matter if you're a beginner or not.
A big thing for the competitions is that enthusiasm and really the willingness to learn and try things out honestly brings you already, like that's about 40% of it. Some of it is actually knowing stuff, some of it is Googling stuff, but a lot of it is just that willingness and that enthusiasm that we hope you'll bring to the team.
Yeah, we send 20 people total to CS Games. So when we're selecting the 10 people for Team A, we pick the best people we can find. When we're selecting the people for Team B, we look for potential, so how good we think you'll be in a year or two, and also enthusiasm and readiness to learn, because that's what's really important for having fun and for you coming back and putting work into it. So unfortunately, there was no CS Games 2020 because the entire world shut down about 2 days before it was supposed to happen. So we didn't get to go in 2020, but we should be able to go in 2021, either as an in-person event if the world is normal enough for it, or as an online event. It'll be taking place in Montreal by ETS. Those dates aren't actually correct. We don't know the dates, but it will be in March. And we really do need you to come help us win. We don't have any tryouts scheduled yet. They'll probably start in late October or early November. And that's because we are still recruiting for VP competitions. So if you're interested in helping to organize competitions, you should also let us know. We also do a bunch of other competitions, like we did the Google Tech Challenge in 2019, again, not in 2020 because it was not an in-person event anymore. We also do a couple of other competitions. We usually do IEEE Extreme, but we're not going to do it this year because of COVID. We also do ACM or ICPC, which is the biggest programming competition in the world and has finals in like Moscow, Russia. We did that for the first time last year, and we're probably going to do it again this year if we're allowed to, if it can happen. But we do need help to organize those if anyone's interested in helping. And we're still working on those things because there's a lot of situations are changing because the world is locked down and some competitions don't work well in our remote environment. So stay tuned. Pay attention to our social media and our newsletter, and we'll be sure to let you guys know as soon as we've got tryouts open. And if you're new, don't worry too much. You should totally try out anyways, because sometimes we take everybody if there's enough room, and sometimes we take a couple of teams of less experienced people because we know how awesome it is to get that experience. We have a competitions channel on our Discord, and starting today or tomorrow, we're going to start posting links to online competitions so that if you want to just go to a competition on your own or form your own team, you'll have a place there where you can discover new competitions and find other people to be your teammates. And that's the competitions rundown. Sort of related to competitions, we have algorithm time, which is kind of a competition, but not really. It's a fun weekly 2-hour programming session. This happens, the date will vary, but we are going to have our first session of the fall tomorrow. We did have a couple in the summer as well. This is a beginner-friendly event where you just practice your programming skills by solving algorithm problems. We make sure to put some easy ones some medium ones and some hard ones. So no matter what your skill level is, you should be able to participate. If you're a brand new student, they might be a bit more on the challenging side, but it's a chance for you to like apply the knowledge you're learning in your classes and maybe get a little of extra learning on the side.
Also flex those Googling skills, important skills to have.
Yeah, when I started algo time in my first year, I didn't know much, and I learned a lot just by like researching the problems, and it gives you a really good head start because these are topics that are going to be super important, say in your algorithms class. Why do something like algo time? It's really fun to solve these little programming problems. I mean, hopefully you're interested in programming since you're here, and if you like programming, these a lot of people find them very fun. I love them. Most importantly, though, it's great practice for technical interviews. You might have heard about technical interviews. When you apply to a company, sometimes, not always, they'll ask you to solve programming problems in the interview. And these are exactly the kinds of problems you'll have to solve. Like I've been given problems in interviews that I had already solved during algorithm time. So you can imagine that that's super helpful. It also like helps you apply concepts you learned in class. Like maybe you're only taking one programming class, so it starts fairly slow, but if you want to like apply that knowledge and learn a bit more, it's perfect. You can learn new languages, and of course you can compete. We're awarding prizes to the top 3 on the leaderboard at the end of the semester, which is probably going to be $25 Amazon gift cards for the top 3. It might be more even, depending on how things shake out. So if you're interested in getting really competitive, you can try to reach one of the top 3 spots. Finally, if you are interested in joining the society, we have a couple of open positions. I talked already about VP competitions. So that is helping search for online competitions that we can participate in. Also selecting the members that will go on our teams. So for stuff like CS games, we can only send 20 people, so we need to select those. Create some tryouts so that we can decide, like, evaluate people's skills and figure out like if they're good enough to make the team. And also organize practices because we need to get ready for our competitions. If you're interested, send an email to president.scs@ecaconcordia.ca. That's my email. And we can talk about maybe getting involved for that. Yeah. We also have first-year representatives. Jose, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so first-year representatives are gonna report to me, basically, kind of like I'm gonna guide you guys. And the goal for your position is basically just to spread awareness for our events to other first-year people so that we get more attendees. And at the same time, we ask that you help us organize some events. And I was actually a first-year representative last year. So basically, this is a good way to start getting involved in SCS if that's where you want to go in the future. So besides that, you're going to have to organize one main event. We still don't know what it's going to be. In the past years, it was this event that we called Milk and Cookies, where a bunch of people would just come and literally eat cookies, drink some milk, and hang out.
Not just any cookies, homemade cookies. We would make you cookies and you could just show up and eat them right before finals. You know, when that stress is riding high and you're like, you get homemade cookies.
That's right. And more importantly, June's homemade cookies. May I add? So,
oh yeah, got chocolate chip. You got that matcha white chocolate. You got those oatmeal raisin. You got the oatmeal chocolate chip. You got them Oreos. You got
I
the
appreciate
maple
you
sandwich.
hyping it up, but you're just making me sad that we're not going to get to do that this year.
We will hopefully get to do it in winter. I hope.
Maybe.
Fingers crossed.
There we go. Let's see. So we're gonna see if we could find an alternative for that, but Yeah, that's basically the rundown for first year representatives. Besides that, you just help members, other VPs with stuff in general.
It's also really great to have on your CV. A lot of companies do look at student involvement, and it's a great way to test the waters, dip your toes in, check it out. And well, I guess now we're also on to director communications. So as I've said, I have people who help me out. Got Serene who helps me out with the newsletter. I've got Kathy who helps me out with graphics. But communications is quite the workload, and it would be nice to have someone else to help me write up some descriptions for events or add help out with the newsletter, just generally help, like fingers in a bit of everything, looking at the different social medias we run. You just be integrated in the team just like anyone else. And of course, even if you do have responsibilities with me as communications, you can still do whatever you want. If you want to help out one of the other VPs, it's kind of a free-for-all. You are in the society, and super excited to have you. If you want to hit me up, you can just ping us on Facebook, ping me on Discord, email me if that's more your thing, and I'd be super down to have you on the team.
And if you really want to be involved with SCS, but none of those positions really seem to work for you, you should still shoot us a message or shoot me an email, and we'll let you know as soon as we have any other positions that open, or we'll let you know if there's something else you can maybe help us with in the society. That's pretty much what we had to cover for the info session today. So if you have any questions, you can speak up right now.
The algorithm dates, what were they again?
Algorithm time, our first one is going to be tomorrow. I believe it's from noon to 1.
It's from noon till 2. It runs for 2 hours, and it'll be alternating Wednesdays and Thursdays, both at noon till 2. So if you can't make it one day, you can try it the next week, which will be on a different day.
Okay, and is it possible just to update, like make a mention in Discord, just because like for me, I don't have Facebook, so
Yeah.
yeah.
We're working on setting that up. We just hit a couple technical hiccups, but it'll be up by tonight or tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
If you want the email addresses, we will be posting the slides, or can someone get a link in the chat?
We had a link in the chat, but you can put a...
Yes.
I'll put it back in, actually. So if you do hit up the tiny.cc link I just posted, you can get a link to the slides and look back over it if you want to. Another thing about algo time that I might have forgotten to mention is the event does last 2 hours from noon to 2, but the problems are open for a whole week. So if you can't make it to that time slot, you can always keep working on your on the problems for an entire week until the next algo time comes around.
Yeah, the algo time sessions are mostly just there for you to ask any questions you have about this week's questions, or maybe the previous week's questions you weren't too sure about your solution and kind of want to see what other people did. It's really just a space for discussion and hanging out.
And can you apply for more than one position? Yes. What would you require? We'll give you the exact details if you send us an email, because the positions kind of require different things. But we're going to require like a CV and just like a description of why you want to join SCS. And I know for VP competitions, it'll require you a little bit more to show that like you have experience with competitions and stuff like that. But it's mostly a case-by-case things.
For communications, it's more of like, since it's more of a writing role, I'll just need a writing sample, just get an idea of how you write. It's not that scary, trust me. You just kind of, it's just like, hey, like there's an event happening. You should be there. A bit flowerier than that and a bit more descriptive, but basically you just write that and I'm like, cool.
Yeah, so just send us an email and we'll let you know like what kind of stuff we need. Yeah, Serene applied for director communications. It's no big deal, see? And she got it. So you can totally get it. Any other questions you guys have? All right, if there's no more questions then, I'm going to end the presentation now, and I'm going to hop in to our Discord server in our public voice chat. So if you're a bit shy to ask questions, or if you just want to chat with me, I'll be in the Zero Loneliness channel, voice channel on our Discord for like probably until around 8. So if you want to just come chat, if any of the rest of the team, if any of you guys want to come hang out there and chat with any of you guys, some of us will be there. So feel free to come chat or ask questions, not on the Zoom in front of everybody. Sound good?
Discord invite in the chat.
Yeah, let's post the link